The village of Ravenshade was not the kind of place where strangers passed through. Tucked between dense forests and endless mist-covered hills, it was the kind of town where everyone knew each other, where secrets were hard to keep, except for one. For years, there had been stories. Whispers of a figure that wandered the forest when the fog rolled in, appearing only at dusk. No one knew who they were or where they had come from. Some believed it was a ghost, others a lost traveler doomed to walk the woods forever. But Elara had never believed in superstitions. Until the night she saw him. It was late, the mist creeping through the trees, swallowing the world in eerie silence. Elara had gone to the edge of the woods to collect firewood before the night's cold set in. That's when she spotted him, a lone figure standing between the trees, half hidden by the fog. Her heart stilled. The man was tall, dressed in dark clothes, his features obscured by the heavy mist. He wasn't moving, just watching. Elara. She gasped, the bundle of wood slipping from her grasp. He had spoken her name. No one should have known she was here. She turned to run, but in the blink of an eye, he was standing right in front of her. "You shouldn't be out here," he murmured, his voice deep, almost familiar. Elara's breath hitched. "Who are you?" The man tilted his head slightly, studying her with piercing gray eyes. "You don't remember me, do you?" She took a shaky step back. "I've never seen you before in my life." He exhaled, his expression unreadable. "Yes, you have." A chill ran through her, not from the cold, but from the unsettling certainty in his voice. Because deep down, something inside her whispered that he was right. She had seen him before, but she had no idea when. Elara's pulse pounded in her ears as she stepped back, her boots crunching against damp leaves. The stranger stood unmoving, his gaze locked onto hers, his face partially obscured by the rolling fog. "You're mistaken," she said, her voice firmer than she felt. "I don't know you." The man's lips quirked into something that wasn't quite a smile. "Not yet." The words sent a chill down her spine. Elara's instincts screamed at her to run, but her legs felt rooted in place. Something about him, his voice, his presence, felt unsettlingly familiar, like a forgotten melody lingering at the edge of her mind. She swallowed hard. "Who are you?" He hesitated, studying her as if measuring how much truth he should give. "You'll remember soon." Frustration flared in her chest. "That's not an answer." He exhaled slowly, glancing toward the mist-shrouded trees. "I was hoping to have more time before you saw me." Her heart skipped a beat. "Before I saw you? What does that mean?" The wind picked up, rustling the leaves overhead. The village bells chimed in the distance, signaling the approach of nightfall. "You need to go home, Elara," the stranger said, his voice softer now. "The fog isn't safe tonight." She frowned. "And you are?" His gray eyes darkened. "No, but I'm not the worst thing out here." A sharp crack echoed from the forest, like a branch snapping underfoot. Elara's breath hitched as she turned toward the noise. "Nothing. Just mist and shadows." But when she turned back, the stranger was gone. Elara barely slept that night. The stranger's voice echoed in her mind, his presence lingering like a phantom in her thoughts. She had lived in Ravenshade her entire life. She knew every face, every family. And yet, there was something painfully familiar about him. By morning, she had convinced herself it was just a trick of the fog, an overactive imagination playing with shadows. Until she found the note. It was slipped under her door, written in precise, elegant script. "Meet me at the old chapel before sunset. I'll explain everything." No name, no signature, just a time and a place. Elara's fingers trembled as she held the note. Every logical part of her screamed to ignore it. But curiosity was a dangerous thing. The old chapel sat at the far end of town, abandoned for years, its once grand stone walls now covered in ivy. The stained glass windows were cracked, the heavy wooden doors weathered by time. Elara hesitated at the entrance, her pulse thrumming. She could still turn back. Pretend none of this was happening. but she pushed the door open anyway. Inside, dust motes danced in the fading light. The pews stood empty, rows of silent witnesses to whatever had once transpired here. And then, you came. She turned sharply. The stranger stood at the altar, the dim light casting shadows across his face. Elara clenched her fists. Start talking. His expression was unreadable. I wasn't sure you'd believe me. Believe what? She demanded. He took a slow breath. That we've met before. That you knew me once. Her throat tightened. That's impossible. His gaze held hers, steady and unyielding. Is it? Something deep in her chest twisted, an ache she didn't understand. Then tell me, she whispered. Who are you? The stranger stepped closer, his voice barely above a whisper. My name is Cassian. The name sent a jolt through her. A name she shouldn't know. A name she had never spoken before. And yet, the moment it left his lips, memories flooded her mind. Flashes of another life, another time, of him, of them, and of a promise made long ago. The world around Elara seemed to tilt as the name rang in her ears. Cassian. She swayed slightly, gripping the edge of a pew for support as images, fragments of memories that shouldn't exist, flashed behind her eyes. A firelit room, his voice whispering a promise. A silver ring in her palm, the scent of rain and smoke. And then pain. A terrible, gut-wrenching loss. She gasped, stumbling backward. Cassian's expression remained calm, but his eyes, those stormy gray eyes, watched her with something like sorrow. You remember, don't you? Elara pressed her fingers against her temples, her breath coming in short, sharp bursts. That's not possible. I don't know you. I can't know you. But she did. Somewhere deep inside her, she knew him. Cassian took another step forward, careful, measured, as if afraid she would vanish. You once told me you didn't believe in fate. His voice was softer now, that if two souls were meant to find each other, they would, no matter the lifetime. A shiver ran down her spine. This wasn't real. It couldn't be real. She backed away, shaking her head. This is insane. I know, he said, but it's true. Elara turned toward the door, panic clawing at her chest. She needed to leave, to clear her mind, too. The candles in the chapel flickered violently. A sudden gust of icy wind rushed through the room, slamming the doors shut behind her. Elara spun, her breath hitching. The air felt thick, electric. The hair on the back of her neck stood on end. Cassian cursed under his breath. They found us. A sharp chill seeped into the air, and shadows began to gather at the edges of the room, twisting unnaturally. Elara's pulse pounded. Who, what? Cassian moved swiftly, placing himself between her and the darkness creeping toward them. We don't have time for explanations, he said urgently. But you need to trust me now. A shape shifted in the shadows, a figure forming, tall and inhuman, its voice a whisper against the walls. She was never meant to remember. Elara's blood ran cold. Cassian grabbed her hand, his grip warm despite the freezing air. Run. She didn't hesitate. She ran. The cold air burned in her lungs as Elara sprinted through the misty streets of Ravenshade, her fingers still tangled with Cassian's. The town was silent, the fog thickening, curling around her ankles as if it wanted to hold her back. Where are we going? She gasped. Somewhere safe, Cassian said, his voice tight. Behind them, the shadows moved, stretching unnaturally, following. A sharp whisper slithered through the air. She must forget. Elara's chest tightened. The voice wasn't human. Cassian pulled her sharply to the left, down an alley, then through a narrow wooden door. They stumbled inside, Cassian slamming the door behind them. The air inside was warm, but charged, the scent of herbs and candle wax thick. Books lined the shelves, strange symbols carved into the wooden beams. A sanctuary of sorts. Cassian exhaled, locking the door. That should buy us time. Elara spun to face him. What was that? He ran a hand through his hair. The ones who don't want you to remember. Elara pressed her hands to her temples. This is insane. I don't. She stopped. Because something in this room felt familiar too. She turned slowly, her gaze landing on an old wooden desk against the wall. A journal sat on top, aged, its leather cover worn. Her fingers trembled as she reached for it. Don't, Cassian said quietly. But she ignored him. She opened the journal. The handwriting was hers. The first page read, "If I ever find this again, it means I have lived another life." Elara's breath hitched. Her own words stared back at her, written in ink that had long since faded. She flipped the pages, her mind spinning as memories, distant but real, rushed in. She had written this. She had been here before. And Cassian. She lifted her gaze, meeting his. Who am I? He exhaled. Someone who wasn't meant to be forgotten. The truth unfolded in fragments. A past life. A curse that bound her soul to time itself. A cycle that had played out again and again. Every lifetime, she was reborn. Every lifetime, Cassian found her. And every lifetime, they took her memories away. Cassian's jaw clenched. I failed you last time. I won't fail you again. Elara closed her eyes, her mind spinning. Everything about this was impossible. And yet, her heart knew. Somewhere, deep inside, it knew. She looked up at Cassian, her voice steady despite the storm raging inside her. What happens now? He held out his hand. We break the cycle. Elara hesitated for only a moment. Then she took his hand. And the world shifted.